time. I think that time is not a construct in this story. It's just not believable, in my opinion. So first things first, I just got back from a vacation, a much needed vacation. I went to Croatia, if you can't see the souvenir bag that I got. And I had such a great time, and I'll be posting some videos and some pictures on my social media at Medallio Green on Instagram. And I think my TikTok handle is Medallio Green BG or Medallio Green. I think it's Medallio Green BG. No, it's Medallio BG. I don't know why, but I can never remember my TikTok handle. But however, I digress. So please follow me on my social media handles to see more images of what I'm doing and what I'm up to, actually. But I wanted to show you some of the souvenirs that I bought. Well, one of the things is this bag that I can't wait to use. And I also got these rings, and I love them. I'll put it up closer to the camera. This is one of my favorite rings. Please mind my hands. I did put lotion on them, so you can't see that they're dry. Okay. But I love these rings. My friend actually got one similar to this one. Similar stone, well, same stone, but different design. But I had such a great time. But shout out to my friend Julia and her family for having me come with them and just being so hospitable and just being so kind. They're just a really great bunch of people, and I can't wait to hang out with them again. But we are reviewing, this time, I'm reviewing a college new adult romance. I'm excited. It's called Against the Rules, a coach's daughter college romance. I had to get the whole title in there, by Bree Hayden. This is my first time reading a book by Hayden, and it won't be my last. I absolutely enjoyed the banter between these characters. I loved them. I loved King and Willow, and in honor of Willow, I'm wearing my curls. Yeah, my hair looked a little different from the other videos, but this time I'm wearing my curls in honor of Willow. But I'm so excited. I am just really excited to do this review for you all. Have you ever been in a forbidden romance? Please drop your answers in the comments. I cannot wait for the stories. Please and thank you. I want to say that I might be in one right now, but I'm not going to go into detail. But it's not. Let's just say it's nice. Separated from her faded imprint and tortured by a ruthless vampire faction, a powerful hybrid will tear through a war-ravaged world to save her kidnapped son. Leading a rebellion against the Order, the first hybrid, Malia, fights for justice, survival, and her people's right to exist while harnessing the darkness within. Cassia, a soldier in her mother's army, finds the prophesized werewolf hybrid but never expects to fall for him. Dark magic, war, and bloodlust collide, putting their fated bond at risk. Choose your side. Snag the completed series today. So this is a long book. This is a 500+ page book. So you have to be invested. And I was, because I was sucked in immediately from the beginning. But it wasn't an arc. So I was legitimately committed. But we start with Willow performing in a dive bar as Jade the Architect. And that's her pseudonym for whenever she's doing music. Basically so that her mom doesn't find out, because her mom doesn't believe that music is a career choice or a career path. So she's in this dive bar, and King is also there with his friends. His friends are extremely drunk, but he's the DD. So Willow does this thing where she sings this song that she wrote. I think it's her newest song, and it's really raunchy. And she's like, how can I draw the audience in even more so I can get more fans and more networking? So she locks eyes with the sexiest guy in the room, and she sings to him, and it works. I mean, King is drawn in. So long story short, at the end of her set, he decides to ask her if he can give her a ride home. I mean, he's a stranger, but you got to read it to get the context. But like they're cute, they're flirtatious, but Willow comes on really strong. Like even I was like, calm down, girl. Like calm down. She comes in really strong, trying to get him to have sex with her. And she's a virgin. And we find out her reasons later on are because of her medical condition, because she just wants to get it over with. She just wants to do it. And I think she believes that if she finally has sex, that means that she can get over her medical condition. And it's just not how it works. It's not. And it really leads me to believe that she did not get help for this at all. She was just diagnosed with it, and then that was it. But King is down. King is like, hell yeah, hell yeah. He's like, oh, I'm coming back to your hotel for this amazing night. And he's just immediately just like sucked into her. So he's trying everything he can to get back to her, but he's the DD. So he's like, okay, let me just like wrangle my friends, get them back safely to their hotel, and then I can go back to her. So it doesn't work out that way. One of his really drunk friends decides to do a stunt, and the friend ends up in the ER. So there's that. I'm drunk! But like on the notion of his friends, I really was annoyed with King's friends during the story. They're Cassie, Piper, Adam, and Ryan. I really just felt like I had two issues with them. One was that they were nosy. I think that there should be a new trope added to romance books called the nosy trope. They were just so nosy. Like, I mean, they cared and they wanted King to make better decisions for his love life that weren't going to hurt him or hurt other people. I completely understand. I get that. But when a person is actively not listening to you and doing what they want, back off. Like, we're adults. We can make our own decisions. Sometimes our decisions aren't the best, but we're making them. Okay? All on our phone. My second issue was that there were some times where I couldn't really understand who was talking to who, and the author didn't really specify who it was talking. Willow, she really wants to lose her virginity, which is what I mentioned earlier, and that she's had other opportunities to do it. But then she tells these guys about her medical diagnosis and that she has vaginismus, and it's just a very painful psychological condition. And she tells these guys, and of course, they're like, no, thank you. No. I mean, yeah. And she's telling King at some point, just shove it in, girl. No. Like, what? But like, okay, so fast forward, we have Willow is new to the university that King is a football star at. And this is information that's crosshaired, that he doesn't know who she really is, which is that she's the coach's stepdaughter. And she doesn't know. She doesn't know that he is a star football player and that he's on the fast track to the NFL. And that he worships the coach. And Willow is like, I don't want to date football players, because she believes that this man who is the coach of this football team, who's like revered, she believes that he's the reason why her family broke up, because, he cheated with her mom. And what we know about the coach is that he was a friend of Willow's family when she was young, and they didn't live in this area. So clearly he moved. I think he moved for the job, but he was obviously a friend of the family, and she mentioned him as being like an uncle to her and her brothers at some point. And now she's like, I don't think she hates him, but I think that she just has very low opinion of him right now because she's just hurt, But we're not really given any more information about him. There's really no backstory. There's no like how they met, or did he come into their lives as a family friend? Like, and how did that happen? We don't know. But we know that he's married to Willow's mother. And I didn't like him. I didn't like the coach. I didn't like him for these reasons. Maybe just one reason, really. It's just that, okay, so yes, he's a good guy. He helped King a lot. King growing up had a very sordid past. He had a very abusive father. And his abuse was on their mother. His mom is this, like, really, she's this great lady. And you're just like, how could you do that to her? But King did a very violent act that got police involved, and the coach decided to help him. And the coach got the police off his back. He got him into this college. He helped him clean up his image so that he can be who he is when Willow meets him. And this whole time, King is respecting and revering this man, holding him on this high pedestal. But at the same time, the coach is looking at him and perceiving him on a very low level. He does not believe that King can change. He doesn't believe that King will not hurt Willow. He just doesn't see him in a good light. And that really made me upset. I didn't think that was fair. Like, how do you help somebody, give them all these chances in life, but you only see them as like the lowest person on the totem pole? So King tries his hardest to stay away. And I mean, he does it out of respect for the coach. Again, like, I roll my eyes when he's like, and he's not nice. Like, he's mean to Willow. He acts out against her. But then he's like, I respect this guy so much, but I can't stay away from her. She's like this beacon that he just can't stay away from. And I think it's beautiful that, that he incorporates himself into her life in these very sweet, apologetic ways, like little things that he does to show that he's sorry. And Willow, she can't say no. And it's great, And she's starting to realize that she is opening herself up to him physically and emotionally. I believe that everyone should have safe, clean, and consenting opportunities to have great and fulfilling sex lives, sex and sexual experiences altogether. I really appreciate that this book shows you, in terms for Willow and King, that you can have really great physical experiences with a partner and not necessarily have to have sex. You're taking your time exploring each other's bodies. And I think that a lot of people nowadays, they forget that that's sexy too. I also love, in reading this book, how Willow and King, they kind of like stay in their bubble and they don't let outside obstacles penetrate their relationship and their banter. So Willow Pruitt, she is Jade the Architect. She's a very talented singer and songwriter. She is described to wear bonnets and to have curls, but not really said if she's a black girl. I only assume because there's a black girl on the cover, which is why I picked up the book, I have to say. but she's described as having a willingness to help others. She's witty, and she also has a sunshine disposition that draws people in. But I have to say, like, it would have been nice to have the author kind of give me a definitive, description so that I'd know what her ethnicity was. I don't know. I feel like that would be important. But Travis King, he is a star football player on the fast track to being in the NFL. He is described as tall, bulky, and covered in tattoos and scars. He's also described as being reserved and quiet. So I think he's an introverted person. But whenever he's with Willow, he just kind of like brightens up. He just like perks up. And he also becomes a better person when he's around her and fiercely protective of her. And he has a very murky past. And that past is what people use to judge him because they don't see him the way that Willow sees him. There's a few conflicts in the story, and they are King's mother having diabetes and not taking care of herself, Willow and King's relationship getting found out by her parents, especially by the coach. And Willow's vaginismus condition is her overcoming it, and also her feeling more comfortable in her own skin in sexual situations. And there's a bigger conflict that I think here, that there is a bigger conflict that I think is here: time. I don't think that time is used correctly. And just hear me out. King's schedule. He has football training, which could be away camps. We're going to include away camps. He has football meetings, working out. He has workouts. Like, they have like timed and scheduled workouts. He's reading 2 books. He's fixing up Willow's car. He actually had to go get it from a different part of Texas, hide it to fix it up. He's talking to her dad on the phone. He's getting to know him, I think, like in the early mornings. And he also has college classes. When does he have time to sleep? Because he's also hanging out with Willow and his friends. Time. I think that time is not a construct in this story. It's just not believable, in my opinion. I gave this story 3 peppers and a kiss. I thought there was tension, there was kissing, there was a great buildup between these characters. There were open door sex scenes. I think that the sex scenes weren't short. No, yeah, they were not short. And I think that this was a slow burn. And it had to be a slow burn because of Willow's medical condition that she was dealing with. And I think that these characters, they created their own version of sex in order to get over the hump of her medical condition. But I mean, once the spice built up, it just kept building. I give this 4 stars. I thought that the introduction to the story was just so adorable, and it was kind of sexy too. Like, there was immediate tension in the beginning of the story. I also think that these characters have just great banter. They're just really good at communicating and just consistently communicating and getting over issues that other couples and other stories might not be able to get over. There's no miscommunication trope. I'm so happy that's not in there, because we need to stop writing those tropes into these romance books. But I do think that the outside characters, they contributed a lot in terms of sabotaging Willow and King's relationship. But luckily, Willow and King, they didn't listen to those people. Against the Rules, a coach's daughter football romance tells a believable story of twists that make you want to keep reading, but also provides you with crippling tension that turns into a very beautiful story that lasts a lifetime. I also want to add that this is the 500+ page book, which I believe could have been cut down. I just don't understand how you get that. How you think 500+ pages is needed. I thought there were some scenes with like King and his friends, and I get it. Like, this is the type of universe, romance universe, where you're trying to like tell the story in increments of like people's everyday lives. Even though we did have some flash forward moments, which I thought, okay, flash forward, this is gonna, this is gonna like decrease the pages. No, it didn't. It didn't. I think that the story was really great. It was a great story, and I loved reading it, but it could have been less. It could have been less pages. All I'm saying. There are some triggers. It's Willow's vaginismus. There's also talks of violence and acts of violence, and there is goading. But all in all, I recommend that you pick up Against the Rules. It's a great read. It's sweet. I mean, if you're looking for a sweet romance, something that isn't dark, because it's not dark. It's not. I highly recommend this story. That's all I have for you today. So pick up your copy of Against the Rules, a coach's daughter college football romance by Bree Hayden. I really hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.